All right.
All right, Nate. It's been a great ride.
It has been a hell of a ride. I'm just glad that I had the opportunity to, I guess, contribute to people in the sport. Try to, look and help people out in a positive way, and just get their blood pumped up for the sport, and not just for archery, but in the outdoors in general. Quick background. Basically grew up in northern Michigan. My dad, when he was still alive, at very young age, he was a game warden, so I grew up the son of a game warden. Once my parents separated and everything, I was still totally immersed in the outdoors. My stepdad came along, was a great influence on me, really helped push my love for the outdoors as far as like fly tying, fly fishing, all sorts of outdoor activities. So I grew up in the outdoors. It was nothing new to me. I really just went from there, joined the service, got to travel around the world for the Navy. Once I got done with that, stayed in California as a civilian for a while, a few years. Missed the travel, missed being able to go and do things for the military side. I'm rejoining up. Did my time, got out, and moved here to Arizona in '04 because it was just too expensive in California. Had no idea how much I was going to fall in love with this state. Had no idea. Everybody just kept calling it the desert, sand and rocks, and there's just so much beauty and so much natural resources and things out here that people just take for granted. And so I really just dug right into it. Things just worked out to where I ended up working here at Ross Outdoors, and that just fueled the fire even more. So it was a good thing to be here. So I've been here since '04. I've had a great run. Like I said, I've been, successful because of the people around me, and I try to spread that wealth as well. Yes.
How many archery deer did you take in your time here?
Let's see. I killed that first one in '04, so there's a coos deer. I killed a couple mule deer in between. My world record in '08. Roughly, I'm going to say roughly 10 deer. I think there was only two years I think I went without tagging out on over-the-counter deer. I only put in for 2 rifle tags. Almost everything I've killed in this state I've done with archery gear. I've only killed three bears here with a rifle, 1 with a bow. I don't know how many turkeys and javelina along the way. Like I said, 2 elk. Like I said, I've been, and I don't know how many predators, if we want to count up all the coyote pelts and fox and badgers and everything else that I've killed along the way, and bobcats. So
let's talk about the world record. So when did you get it? You got it in '08?
Killed that in December 28th of 2008.
And you had the record for how long?
I held it for 10 years.
So it was the non-typical Pope and Young world record.
Yep. Coos deer.
What was the score?
That one there was 133 and an 1/8, I believe. It was some change depending on who scored it. But basically, it was a little over 133-inch coos deer for non-typical. So still ranked in the top 50 all-time for Boone and Crockett as well. So, but I did it with a bow. So that one, even though it's no longer the world record, I'm kicked down to number 3 currently right now. That deer will still be ranked very high in the record books, probably long after I'm dead.
So you took your tactics from whitetail hunting to Arizona.
Correct. The whitetails actually here, even though the terrain is a lot different, the mannerisms, their predictability on some things, not always, but there's a lot of certain characteristics of the whitetail that if you key in on, you can predict them and set up ambush spots, tree stands, even spot and stalk. It's funny because if people ask, out of all the deer, how many have I killed out of a tree stand? It's 50-50. If you count how many animals I've killed out of a tree stand and how many on spot and stalk, it's equal. So I'm not set in my ways of just sitting in a tree stand or sitting in a ground blind, or a lot of guys hunt water. I refuse to hunt water here in Arizona because it's just too competitive. There's too many people and too many bad things associated with water, and so I just don't want those distractions. So spot and stalk for me is probably by far the most popular and the most fun for me.
So did you learn to spot and stalk once you came out here?
I did a lot of still hunting when I was in Michigan. So that's, we did tree stand. A lot of guys associate back east with tree stands. Yes, we had tree stands too, but I liked to get out and mix it up and cover new ground, learn new trails, learn new terrain. So while I'm doing all that, I'm learning the survey, the survey of the land. So while I'm doing that, I'm doing my reconnaissance that way on foot. That's stuff that you can't find on Google Earth and things like that. You can't find rub lines on Google Earth.
Yeah, I was impressed. So when I first started working with you, you took me archery bear hunting, and you were just showing me all these tracks and all this sign, and I was like, wow, this guy really knows kind of the lay of the land. He's got this area figured out. He's like, yeah, the bears are going to come down through here. Sure enough, you ended up arrowing a giant bear. We'll post a picture of it, but
that was a giant. And there was another one bigger in there. There's a few. That was a great year for bear hunting. I haven't seen that kind of success in that area since that year that you and I were in there, but I can tell you this, that was by far the most phenomenal year I've ever seen for bears on public land. Opening day, there was 6 bears that walked by me, a total of 8 in the area. It was just phenomenal. And that bear, when I killed him at the time, which was, I believe, 2011, if I remember right.
Yeah, that was when I first.
Yeah, it was 2011 or 2012 when I killed that. When I shot that bear, at the time, he was ranked in the top 25 in the state. That bear now is ranked tied for 40th place in the state. So and he was close to 450 pounds, and he was about 6'10". So very good sized bear for out in the desert. Out in Arizona, it's a great bear anywhere. So I was fortunate enough to be able to read all that and put myself in the right spot. So to the new hunters watching, you were not a new hunter obviously, but a new hunter to Arizona. What advice would you give to a new hunter in Arizona? I bumped my head real hard learning the transition from back east style of hunting to coming out here, and what the difference is, I guess, to get started on that subject. Use glass, guys. Use glass.
You were kind of against it.
I was against it because I believed in being where the animals actually were, and I wasted a lot of hours and burned a lot of calories trying to be where the animals were and be right in their face by by still hunting and things like that. Now I can tell you it's so much smarter just to use glass, good high quality glass, as much as you can afford. Out here, talking with our customers and gaining the knowledge that I have now just over time, it seems like our average shots are now 60 to 80 yards out here. And back east, that's considered unethical. But out here, it's everyday. It's just everyday occurrences. So just trust your gear and set it up for as far out as you can possibly shoot. Hopefully you never need to shoot that far, but hopefully practice the long shots anyways. I don't care if you practice out to 100. If you have a mule deer at 50 or Coues deer at 50 or javelina at 50 yards, that shot's gonna be that much easier because you're used to shooting 100 yards. So we'll I would say that's the biggest thing is just don't be afraid to extend your range and really push yourself with your gear.
So, I know you've helped a ton of people here over the years. You've made tons of friends. If you had to say something to them, what would you tell them as just a message from Nate?
I would just say thank you for the opportunities that, like I said, I've been blessed. I've been blessed with just great customers in general. I've met great people along the way. I can't possibly thank them all in person, but I hope I had a positive impact, because almost everybody, one way, shape, or form, has made a positive impact on me. So I can't thank everyone here in Arizona enough. I consider everybody that I've come in contact with either a friend or basically what I call my Arizona family. I can't even put it into words. So, like I said, I've just been blessed, been very blessed, and I can't say thank you enough to everyone.
Well, we know we haven't seen the last of Nate,
No.
and he'll always be a member of Team Ross Outdoors, and obviously we expect you to come out and hunt. So.
Oh, yeah, you definitely haven't seen the last of me. I guess I'll be staying in touch. I will be coming out here and hunting as often as I can, as time allows from work. I'm actually excited to get back there, but at the same time, I think I'm excited to come back here because it's going to be more of a treat.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Well, from us, Nate, and all the customers, thanks a lot, man. You're one of a kind, and you're a great guy.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.